thing. How's the sound now? Am I good? You said clear, so I'm assuming the sound is good. I'm not sure why that always happens, but I was saying if you're new here, I'm the wise one. Visit the website, upscaleknowledge.org, rwiservant.org. The rest of y'all that's in here, one or two of y'all, please let me know if y'all can hear me as well. I want to explain something deep this evening. Deepest knowledge there is to know. Now, like I said, I'm going to give you guys another 30 seconds or so to get in here. And someone else let me know if I'm clear because I'm not sure. Okay, I'm good to go. Peace and wisdom, peaceful Omega. And the rest of the channel members. If you're not a channel member, become a channel member. Most of my content is for channel members only. Maybe 10% or 5% of the content is public. You know, free for the public. If you're a part of the free for the public, crowd, make sure you give it back ever so often. That way you can keep getting your free content or whatever you call it. Now I'm talking kind of low. I'm a little tired. So if I ever get too low, let me know. Now I want to begin. Peace, gold sent. I want to say this before I start. Just a deep jewel for some of y'all. The same way you move your bowels, you piss and shit. Excuse my language. Hopefully there's no children in here. This is a grown-up channel. But ever so often you piss and shit. Hopefully every day you wash your body. This is the physical parts of self. You have to do the same with the mind and the emotional state. Meaning a lot of people are backed up on words, conversation. Because they're backed up on words or conversations that they need to have, the emotional state starts to get tarnished or bitter. You get my point? A lot of you guys may be going through that. And so, moving forward on the day-to-day, you want to make sure you express yourself. You want to make sure you always speak enough. It doesn't have to be about problems, just communication, period, fellowship and things like that. The mind goes, whether you speak or not. And so the mind can become clustered in that way. If you hear too much, you get my point? Same thing. But however you cut it, you receive in, you have to push out. Same with the emotional state. When you get aggravated, you're going to push that aggravation out. And that, you get my point? Want to watch what you're taking in, what you feed in the mind and the emotional state. But more than anything, flush. Mentally and emotionally, that's more important than, the physicals. It's not, but it's not going to happen on its own. You get my point? You gotta pee, you gotta take a number 2. That's going to kind of happen on its own. You ain't got to do much, but set the... I'm sorry. I'm serious. You ain't got to do nothing but set the table. That's in regards to number 2s and things like that. And so, if you're a woman, maybe you're number 1, you have to set the table. or whatever you'd like to call a toilet. Hopefully when y'all using the bathroom in other people's houses, y'all lay a little tissue over the toilet or something like that. Don't be bare assing. Don't be bare ass in anyone's toilet, if you know. Ass sweat is contagious. It carries a lot. This is above most. This is above most of you guys' head. Let's just keep this, professional. Make sure y'all give back at some point in this video. I would hate to have to end it short. Where was I at? Ass sweat. The point is this. You want to make sure you flush the emotional state in the mind out. And get everything on the up and up. I've been gone for a while. I'm getting the feeling back. Salam. Now don't laugh too much inside. Make sure y'all apply what I just said, because it's important. A little loud, ain't you? Now, if you have any questions before I start, you can ask. There was one other jewel I wanted to give you guys, but it slipped my mind. But apply this one on a daily, A lot of the things I say, you got to kind of put it into the daily schedule. And the more you become aware of self, the more you find yourself, Look at it like this. You in this world, you're getting influenced every which way, so you're going to lose yourself in this life, or you're going to become something that you're not. I'll answer your question in a second. Make sure you give back. Like I said, you're going to be in this life getting influenced every which way. You're going to lose yourself. If you're young and you coming up, you probably going to become everything you not. If you already old, some people get old and then I don't know what happens, but they get lost in the world. Usually that happens when you're young, but some people get old and it happens in that way. So the point I'm making is this. Look at the overall point of life. Is you finding your true self. And so, of course, you're going to have to step away from, everything ever so often to kind of see who you are uninfluenced by things. Things you hear, things you see and mimic. Kind of get to the bottoms of self and who you are uninfluenced. Once you find your true self, well, look at it like your true self has a life. And everything that goes with it. Just like whoever you are now or choose to be, it has a life and everything that goes with it. So most people are seeking out, relationships, wealth, happiness, this thing, that thing. They're not seeking out themselves. The point I'm making is whoever y'all are, whatever you choose to become, there's a life that comes with it. Thank you, Keita Man, for the give back. Like I said, whatever you are, there's a life that comes with it. It's already predestined, you could say. You follow my point? Then there's the life that's predestined for the true self. But everybody have to find their true self. Some of y'all are living... You like gangster movies and gangsters when you were younger, and so that's what you chose to try to be. And was influenced. And so there was a girlfriend or type of women that come with that life. You get my point? There's money that comes with that life, however much does. You get my point? Just like the person working a 9-to-5 job here or there, it all comes with its revenue and with its life. You here or there is a different you. You get my point? We kind of overlook that. Y'all travel about. You've lived over here. You've lived over there. You were clear that you was different people in perspective, but all of this wisdom goes to waste. You get my point? These are the things we're supposed to be aware of. Environment make for character, and you could say there's a life already predestined for every character, but you got to find your true self and who you truly are, because there's a life that's predestined for that, meaning a wife, an income, a happiness, everything you seek. It lies there. Y'all kind of accomplish or fulfill goals that are influenced. You like somebody, you mimic them, you're in this environment, then the goals is set, or whatever you try and be or fulfill is set. Then y'all still don't be happy after that. And it's because that's not the true self. That's somebody else's dream or somebody else's perspective that we fell into. And that, do you get my point? You can get lost into the world, or you can get lost into self, or the findings of self. And finding self got to do with removing flaws. Most of our flaws, you get it, we picked up in life from other people, from circumstances, our environments. In that, do you get my point? Let's say you went through a bad experience, so you developed a guard that you're not aware of. You know, like a block. Protect yourself. You scarred. If you don't become aware of that, then you don't become aware of how that influences, you get it? Your character and who you are. And it changes, you know, everything that's coming towards you. You don't want to live life, get scarred, and then you get my point? A lot of people do that with poverty. They go through extreme poverty. And then after they come out of the poverty, their conversation or their life, I apologize. Thank you to whoever gave back. Like I said, a lot of people go through extreme poverty, and then after they come out of it, they're plagued or scarred by the poverty. Their conversation, their whole life become them speaking about their work, business, money of some sort, not living life and everything else. You get it? That don't have nothing to do with that. Some of y'all are like that. If you pay attention to self, you'll see like, oh yeah, my whole conversation is just about absolutely nothing, truly. And it's a poor thing. You get my point? Or scars from it. So you want to get to a place where, you know, working, business, and earning, that's what it is. And when you get my point? When you off duty, you off duty. It's nothing to discuss. Now, hopefully, y'all grasp. It's good now. Damn, you said I was muted. Oh, you must have started from the beginning. Now, thank you to everybody that gave back. The rest of y'all can follow suit. This video is going to be really good. I'm just warming up, you know. Getting my juices running. Women understand this because they have a vagina is full of juice. And you have to get the juices started before. I'm sorry. Too much information. I will say this if you're a woman, though. This is juice to always remember. Your mouth and your vagina is one thing. It's all pockets, you know. A pocket is something to hold things, but we don't need to focus on that part right now. Meaning a woman has two pockets, and she can have some extra pockets, you know, a pocketbook, jeans pockets. But a woman has two initial pockets. Her mouth and her vagina. This is things she can, you know, put into it. Treasures. And of course, this pocket can mess it up for, you know, The great receiver. This is the vagina. The mouth that can project, or the pocket that can project, can mess it up for the pocket that can receive. Like the vagina we're speaking about. This is all deep knowledge. Hopefully you grasp. But how you speak is important. Coincides with the vagina. If you speak sloppy, then the vagina is sloppy. You don't have to question it. The words you speak come from your mind. If the mind is sloppy, then the poontang sloppy. You don't have to question it. If you a man, you see a chick mouth all sloppy. She all bowl and brass with her mouth. Her vagina follows suit. It's just a thought. Vagina is the most expensive meat on the planet. It's the best too. But you get my point? Maybe you can't afford a piece of poontang, so you chill. This is the only meat that can make you go in debt. The only meat you'll see having a man talking about, she took everything, losing it. And so you get my point? Don't taste the living meat. That's vagina. Can take you down a path. I'm looking like this because, you know, I can't afford it. I'm sorry. Let me get it together and get to this video. I'm sorry. Now, we're starting. Hopefully y'all done playing. Oh, that was me? Sorry. That's how y'all be. Y'all be talking in reverse and shit. Now, you have knowledge. This is information. Religious knowledge, all kinds of knowledges. And then you have the highest level of knowledge. Beyond all of that. Beyond anything you can think of to learn. Beyond anything you can think of to learn is nothing. And everything you learn, maybe it help you to grasp nothing. So this may be, you know, beyond where some of y'all are in your understanding. But basically, in a nutshell, over the course of your life, you will learn everything that you do just so you could grasp nothing. So y'all living y'all lives, y'all dying, y'all doing all y'all doing, learning all y'all learning. And all of this is just so that you understand nothing. Understanding and accepting is one and the same. So when I say understand nothing, you can translate it to accept nothing, but however you cut it, you get my point? You have everything in life that you can learn. This is the something. And all of that is just so that you can grasp nothing. Nothing being the source of everything before it is. Now, when I say nothing, I'm speaking of not being. You know, non-existence. Death. And so look at it like that. You learn all you learn. And you do all you do. And y'all live and y'all die. And y'all go through the process of both. And it's all the coming to terms with nothing. Coming to terms with the thing and accepting the thing. It's all understanding. You get my point? And that y'all have to learn all y'all have to learn. However much you need to learn. Till you can accept nothing. And like I said, nothing is everything before It is something. I'm not sure if y'all grasping. Y'all get a little... I know I'm deep. I know you're like, damn, I didn't expect dude to be this deep. Yeah, don't worry. Razzle dazzle. I'm sorry, I like to play. I'm so wise I can play and do it. It's a deep thing. When y'all become wise, y'all will grasp what I'm saying. I can multitask in the brain. Think about jelly beans, cotton candy, things like that. And still give y'all the deepest wisdom y'all ever hear. You know, it's interesting. This is why I play ever so often. And my mind's already there. It's a deep thing. You become wise. You're off duty, but still on. So. Salam, red child. You have really strange names. Make sure y'all names reflect whatever y'all truly want in life. A lot of y'all name y'allself things that bring y'all a lot of turmoil. And call yourself murder, killer, X, this thing, that thing. Those things represent death. Other things represent whatever they do. And you get my point. Y'all name yourselves after these things. Peaceful Omega said, thank you for this. I'm not done. I haven't even begun. You guys are so rushy. And get a little peace. You say, oh, I'm wise now. You know, I'm not. I didn't even start yet. I was just explaining to you. You know that y'all are far behind because y'all are still learning the some things. Still having not grasped that. You can't grasp nothing. This being beyond something. If you can grasp something, you can't definitely not grasp nothing. And so do you get my point? Many of you guys can measure it in that way and see how far behind you are in regards to self. And you should be further along in your coming to terms with death, and nothing is the only thing that's promised to y'all. Y'all don't understand. This means y'all don't accept. So let the plain dumb begin. This is everything y'all learn, seek out, and find to do to keep yourselves busy. So y'all don't have to deal with nothing. Nothing in death is one and the same. You sitting physically with nothing to do, and you're being dead in the nothingness. Levels of the same thing. But do you get my point? Y'all are running from nothing or death. In fact, life is a result of resisting nothing. That's why y'all alive. That's why life exists. Souls resisting nothing. If not, don't eat anymore and just die. Man go through extreme measures. Eating being included. An animal gets slaughtered. And you get my point? Just so a man can have a burger. Man go through extreme measures. Just to survive or to live. And so I'll say it again. Life is a resistance against nothing. And all y'all do is the slow process of your coming to terms with nothing. And that's death. Learn all you learn to avoid that nothing. And have sex, play basketball, read, go run around in nature, anything you could think of, so you avoid nothing. It's all a slow process of your coming to terms. And everyone can come to terms with nothing when they do, so then you get my point? Everybody learns something. Maybe that something will help a small few of y'all grasp nothing, or what I'm saying in its totality. Peaceful Omega said, I accept the truth in your words, the realness of your message is what I express gratitude towards. Peace and wisdom. Very well worded. was trying to think. Truth is a vibration, just like lie is. So you get it, a liar doesn't have to try to lie. It's just happen naturally. Same with truth. I'm saying that so that, you guys can find your vibration or transcend it. You always have to remember we was born into this life and given life first. The mind is like a spinning vortex of nothingness. And whatever you give it first, that's the vibration it's going to be on, and it's going to repel the opposite thing. This is in regards to truth and lie. We live in a life where we giving lie first. If you lost, Santa Claus and all the rest of the mumbo jumbo that we giving, even your religions. You say, no, Silas, my Jesus is you. The Lord and the Savior. Blood on the cross, all beat up, spit dripping off the face. Like that. Y'all haven't come to terms with reality. If you're a Christian, don't take, offense. I know how y'all are. Y'all love y'all Jesus the Christ, even though y'all don't know who the hell that is. Or what y'all even talking about. Say, who is this God that you worship? They say, Jesus Christ. Proudly. Jesus. Then you ask them, you say, who, the beat up little bony fellow on the cross with the spit? He spit in his face. Smash shit all in his face. You know what I'm saying? Please don't get mad at me. The text say this. I'm just repeating the text. Y'all like to play word games. This is mind games. Whatever comes out the mouth is a reflection of the mind. So when y'all play y'all word games, y'all playing mind games on yourselves. So y'all be like, Silas is insulting Jesus. Your text, your religion is insulting God. And I'm just doing this so you can see that. Like, you see how you're pissed off right now? Like, Silas said, my God, spit on the face and he bony. That's what the text said. You look at artwork of your God, he beat up and, do the little, a little malnutrition, a little hungry. I'm sorry, yeah, I have a little extra fun when I do this. Relax. Still all in good learning. Now, if you're a Christian, you see all of that pisses you off? This is how you should feel about your religion, because this is the source of that saying. I would never say God got his ass whipped, strung up on the cross. You get it? But your religion blasphemes God in that way. So it's all a maturing, and you get my point? An awareness thing. Y'all went with the world. Y'all want acceptance from the world. So y'all play dumb on things. Maybe you don't even think so deep on things because you say, nah, the world is Christian. They worship Jesus the Christ, whoever that is. And then y'all just go with it. Never going deep. Never testing the limits of self, the limits of the mind. Y'all settle and y'all dumb. So, the same way Santa Claus is coming to bring presents to the kid, this Jesus the Christ fella, he gonna come and give you the world in life. And so you get my point? You have seminal fluid. This is the source or the spirit of life in everybody. Meaning everybody you could think of, male and female, they started out as that white yolky substance that their daddy, ejaculates out. Life is simple. Everybody starts as that liquid, it's yolky and white. The Jesus character in your religion is the personification of that. Now, of course, that white substance gets egg. It comes into contact with the flesh and the blood. This is the menses, where the egg cell is. The egg cell is the precursor to the body. From there, it's born out. It's named whatever it's named. It walks the earth in the flesh and the blood. But the spirit's still inside of it. You get my point? We all one as that white substance. It wouldn't matter whose daddy's dick is coming out of it. It wouldn't matter if you white or black. As seminal fluid, we all that cloudy looking color. Now, the point I'm making is this. Jesus is the personification of that substance. The bony dude on the cross is a representation of all of y'all. You get my point? The flesh, the blood, the bodies walking around, the individuals not aware that the Spirit of God is inside the body. You get my point? The body, spread your arms out. Your body is the cross, whether you're talking about the skeletal frame or the body, period. And the spirit that you are, that's what's bound to the cross being the body, like I said. So pick up y'all crosses or y'all bodies and y'all carry y'all burdens. And you get my point? That little beat up skinny dude on the cross that y'all call y'all God is just y'all. Now basically worshiping y'all physical vessels as God, not the spirit inside of it. That's why it's a blasphemy. More than that, you get my point? It's a disrespect to God. God is not flesh and blood. God is beyond and before all of that. And view God as a mind, a consciousness, the one that doesn't manifest out, but is the source light for all the rest of the ones that do. A means back. Is this too deep for some of y'all to grasp? I know a lot of y'all be young when y'all come in here. I'm just asking because it's a little late and I am a little tired. I don't hear that cash app or cashing, that much. So I'm just asking, no one needs to get upset. No one needs to curse me out. Silence is all about money. This is not Christianity. This is not the church. I'm not a priest. I'm an author. The deepest lecture magazines to ever be written. A lecturer. And not a priest from a church. I explain ancient text and artwork. Different sciences, life itself. I'm saying that because a lot of you come with a religious mindset. He's charging us for wisdom. I don't even know how to respond to that. That only makes sense if you're talking to like a priest. Oh, you get my point? Meaning I get where a lot of y'all minds go, where y'all say like, however you word it, and you say like, he's charging for wisdom or whatever you say. I'm not even sure at this point. But that's your perspective based on like religion. In a church. In a priest. I don't think, a lot of y'all are not into ancient scholarship, artwork. You don't even realize like the religion that you're in. It stands on ancient texts. Now, when I'm explaining those ancient texts, it's not a religious discussion, but maybe you're religious. You get it confused. You bring your religious mind, which is just rhetoric, hearsay, heresy, gossip on the matter. Has nothing to do with you actually reading through any of the texts, getting an understanding or not. And then moving forward on that accord, you get it? I'm saying that because a lot of y'all in the wrong place. You kind of think I'm like, whatever y'all are, I'm a scholar. I understand all the texts. I understand the seed. Any seed, that you put in the dirt. It's all about understanding. The whole world is in the seed. That's what manifests out. You get my point? The whole tree and the apple and the leaves. It's inside the seed, like on a microscopic scale. This is not allegory. You just have to look up the biology of a seed. Like that, y'all a little dumb, but y'all come here. Now think I'm giving my perspective or opinion. This is what religious people do. All people lost in the world. They have their opinion, their perspective. I'm just dealing with the facts of things. You know, the truth of the matter. And so, like I said, if you look up, the biology of the seed, it has everything that it becomes on a microscopic level. Maybe they call it a different name. It's just like you. Sperm got egg. This is seed getting soil. Seed being implanted in the soil. Menses cycle blood is soil. The egg is in there. However you look and whatever you are and all your dimensions and your possibilities, it have to already be in the seed for it to manifest out. And that, do you get my point? The whole world or the whole thing of whatever we speaking about, it's in the seed. And so you got that quick jewel, just because I said I understand things, text, nature, life, even a seed, a tree, anything you can think of. And so if you come here, you get my point. I'm like someone who does a lecture, an author. It's not free things. I don't mind giving you a freebie here or there, but you get my point? This is business. I'm not religious. I'm not a priest. I don't even know if a priest teaches for free or whatever they do, but do you get my point? You don't need to hold me to that. Your manipulation, like I said, y'all play mind games or word games. But it stems from the mind games that you play on self. Now, Swashvukler, I'm sorry, I know your name is not pronounced like that. Swashvukler, Salami, said King James had the Bible made for population control, and the Jews ran with that blueprint to divide and conquer. The Bible consists of 66 ancient books that were made way before 15 or 1600. This is when King James put together the Bible with those 66 old books. The point I'm making is those books predate King James and whatever you were speaking about population control, and you get my point? The Bible is a book to save people from getting lost into the world and the religion. Your religion comes with the world. If you're lost and you think the book and the religion is one, well, like I said, the Bible consists of 66 old books. Y'all religion is y'all modern day thing, and y'all use those old books mingled up into one as y'all word of God. But in the past, those books had to do with, people speaking against the religions of their times before they became the great large cults that they are now. There was a time when your religion was just had 5 members in the whole world, like only 5 people was jacking that. And then, over time, so the point I'm making overall, the Bible has to do with freeing those who fall into the religion, just like Islam and the Quran. The Quran is to free the Islamic person from the religion. But the problem with religious people is they don't read. They gossip and hearsay. So they'll let someone tell them, like, whatever to think. And whoever God is, so on and so forth. They never actually get to the book. But that's what the book is written for. If you're not a Christian, I don't suppose you see any purpose of you needing to read the Bible. Maybe you read it because you say, I like to read. But you're not a Christian, so I don't think you see any purpose in your having to read that. And so again, the book is for the Christian, and the book is to serve the purpose that I just said, which is freeing people from the religion. He who hath an ear, let him hear. Like that. And read it, you understand. You see the blasphemy in it. And you understand, oh, this is devil worship or lie worship. That's what the name of the Christian God is. A play on lie. If you're lost, the Christian God's name is El, E-L. That's the spelling of the letter L. When you're dealing with the letter L, it sounds out la, 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 la. Lie or la, same thing. You get my point? Both mean I don't want to hear that shit. It don't mean nothing. You know, la, 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 la. Or somebody tell you you lying. It's one and the same. The L naturally has that sound. La, 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 la. You get my point? This is where you get the gods of the religions. You know, Allah and L. One is the spelling of the letter L. If I told you spell L, so then you'd have to sound out the letter. Okay, L, L. Maybe you say I-L, E-L, A-L, like owl. That's probably how like an Arabic person would say L. L-M-N-O-P, you know? You speak a little more sensitive or delicate. Somebody from the West, maybe we say it a little more stern. L. So you spell it E-L-I-L however you choose, but do you get my point? Salam, big something. And so the point I'm making is the Christian and Islamic gods and names are plays on the letter L, which sounds out lie. And when you're dealing with lie, so you're talking about Loki. This is the Norse god, the trickster god, or the lying god. And so in the beginnings of the Torah, it says, in the beginning, Elohim created the heavens and the earth. Elohim is Lokim plural. Remember, E-L is just L. It's no Elohim, it's just Lokim. E-L is how you spell the letter L. You follow? I guess they scrambled that up some kind of way. Translation. But Elohim, which is the name they use for God in the Torah being, you know, the precursor to the Bible. Before it said, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. It used to say, in the beginnings, Elohim created the heavens and earth. So on and so forth. And the Spirit of God was hovering in the darkness, you know, the bottomless deep. I'm saying that so you can grasp we're speaking about the devil, or what y'all will call the devil, you know, that Lucifer, Satan character. It starts from its beginnings, or its beginnings after it got kicked out of heaven, or whatever you want to call where it got kicked out of. But the point I'm making is y'all worship the devil, or lie. And this is why God, as y'all have it or see it, is beat up on the cross, blasphemed, so to say, meaning beat up, spit on, and a whole bunch of other things. That's a blasphemy to God. And it's about becoming aware of that. And you get my point? Tapping out of society. Let's say you hear what I'm saying now, but you don't want to accept it. And this is because you want to be accepted by society. Maybe you're down with the church already and you go every Sunday and your buddies are there. In that, you get my point? You will throw your life away. So you have buddies for a time in the church. That's what it all going to boil down to. You get my point? You're going to sell your soul to the death just so you could say, oh, on Sunday I'm going to church with my church buddies. Hey, you're in a relationship with a woman. She say, I don't want no man if he ain't a God-fearing man. She don't even know what God is. She just heard that before when she was born in this world like everybody else. And she ain't study shit. She just picked whatever she wanted. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo almost. So if you say I'm a Christian and I go to church every week because my wife will leave me, you just got yourself a seat in hell just for some in-home pussy. Overall. In food. Maybe she cook you food too. And give you a little poontang, that expensive vagina. Like I said, meat is the most, vagina is the most expensive meat. And you get my point? That shit will cost you your soul. Outside of money. And so the point I'm making is y'all do all y'all do in playing dumb so y'all get accepted by the world. That's why if you're a Christian and you read the book, it tell you don't get lost in the world. And tell you don't do nothing that you do. And that you should grasp when I tell you the book is trying to save you from the religion. The book tell you don't wear signs and symbols. But the religious people, they do that. When you go to your church, they got the big sign and symbol right in front of the door. But the book of your religion say don't do that. It don't say make an exception or act like you stupid when you do see it. It don't say, oh, ignore it because all my new church buddies that I met are there. It didn't say that. It said what you are not to do if you don't want to fuck yourself over in this life. Trying to be down with it so bad. And so again, the Bible, the Quran, these books is written for those who fall into the religion and give their soul away to the life. It's to help them not to do that. Be stern, be true to self. And that y'all all bring each other down even though y'all all know better. It's just like a gang. They all back each other up on their negative or bad doings even though they all know better than to do those negative and bad things. But none of them want to step forward and look like a punk amongst the rest. In that they all go to jail and die just for sake of not looking like a punk to the next, even though that's what they all truly are and all truly wanted to do. Some of y'all young right now, you living what I'm saying right now. Your boy's gonna come to you and be like, one of your boys gonna come to all the rest of y'all and say, let's rob this place. And y'all gonna all wanna say no, but y'all not gonna wanna step forward first and say no. For sake that y'all look like a punk amongst the rest. And that y'all all go do the deed, even though y'all all didn't want to. Just one did. You see how one could bring the whole, it's a deep thing. One lost soul could bring the whole world down. For sake of pride, for sake of not fitting in. This is most people's reality. And they know it as it's happening, but you get it? Peer pressure's a mother effer, I suppose. I have to take a restroom break. If you guys want to take a time out and give back, while I do, thanks in advance. If not, no sweat, my pet. Now give me a second, and I'll finish this. y'all liking that Outcast? That thing groovy? Or y'all need some better tunes? Now, in regards to y'all that's lost into this world, religions and things like that, God is a much more deeper concept. God is not a concept, but God is a much deeper thing than some skinny, bony fella beat up on a cross. You get my point? Or whatever perspective you have that God is. God is life. The present. The time where y'all unconscious, y'all have a time where y'all present. This is what y'all call awake and aware. Conscious. Most don't understand that. You get my point? The present is timeless. We come and go from it. Meaning y'all go unconscious, then y'all come back conscious, but the consciousness is always present. Even sometimes y'all become conscious while y'all sleep. I call that dream, but you get my point? The consciousness of the present is always present. And you can look at it as everybody's trying to find it, but they can't. Hopefully y'all following, meaning in y'all physical lives. This is when y'all not unconscious and sleep. Y'all are skipping over the present moment and the getting lost or consumed in it. That's the life. That's all there truly is. But in the physical, you're awake, you're rushing to work, you're doing whatever you're doing. Your mind is wandering ahead or behind. Meaning y'all thinking into the future or y'all thinking about the past. Never fully indulged in the present. There is no thought in the present. There's just awareness. You get my point? You could think on the past and you can ponder and think on the future. But what's there to think about in the present moment? Nothing. If you do, you're doing either or. In that, everybody's seeking out the present moment. This is life, but they're unaware of what they're seeking. This present moment in God being one thing. This present moment, God and you, is life in one thing. But like I said, everybody lost into the world. Or the physical, in that they're seeking out the present moment, but they call it God. Some beat up dude on a cross or whatever they choose to, but you get my point? And sometimes y'all go unconsciousness, and then y'all become aware. This is called a dream. It's like seeking or searching for the present moment. Even after it's past, you get my point? Y'all was already awake and aware in the present moment, but y'all let y'all minds drift and draw away from it. And that when y'all go into the unconsciousness or the darkness or the nothing, y'all still searching for it. God, or life, the present moment. And that, do you get my point? God is like understanding things on that magnitude, but most still lost into whatever they are, the physicals. The minute perspective. The small things. And so you have nothing. This being, not being, and death. It's opposite of the present moment, but they're similar. Meaning the present moment is life. If you grasp what I said, then you have nothing. This is death, not being. They're similar when you're in the present moment, so you get my point? You're not lost in yourself in any way, meaning you're not lost in past thought or future ones concerning self or whatever you want it to be, but it's still self because it's from the self perspective. You get my point? In the present moment, you're just aware, but you have no judgment or perspective on anything when you truly tap into the present moment. It's just the experience or the ride. When you're dealing with nothingness, death, not being. So you're not lost into the self, but you don't have no ride, you know what? But in perspective, it's similar. It's almost like a giving up the self thing. The self being a conglomerate of a whole bunch of stuff you picked up in physical life that you liked. This person, that thing, whatever the case may be. And you get my point? Nothing is the highest thing that one can understand. But of course, you have to go through y'all some things. Of course, there's nothing to understand about nothing, because it's nothing. But the coming to terms with nothing being death, the coming to terms with it, this is where all the knowledge come from. This is what all the stuff y'all fall into come from. One slowly coming to terms with nothing. Or death, which is the same thing. You get my point? Peace and wisdom, God, oh why? Oh God, why? Salami. Thank you. And so everyone's learning all they're learning, living out their life. And it's all just the slow process of them learning or coming to terms with nothing. How long that take is dependent on the soul. You get my point? So look at it like that. Y'all live y'all lives, learn all y'all do, go through all y'all do. It's the slow process of you coming to terms with death or nothing. You're avoiding it. All you learn, all you avoid learning, it's just a slow process of you coming to terms with, nothing, death. And when you die, the soul will have an afterlife and go to heaven or hell, probably both. Be left in the darkness in the abyss on its own after heaven and hell fade. And this is all just a slow process of the coming to terms with nothing. And the highest knowledge in life is understanding nothing. Understanding is coming to terms with, accepting. And so you get it? Y'all are learning all y'all learn and doing all y'all do, so y'all grasp nothing. Some people never do. So they keep reincarnating or coming back into the physical, as y'all would say. It's a deep thing. Nothing is non-existent, not being. Most of y'all are not at a mind to accept your not being, meaning you can't come to terms with it. If I ask you, how deep into nothingness can you think? Most of y'all can just perceive like you're being dead from a living perspective, meaning you're alive. So you say, I could think of myself being nothing. But truly grasping self is nothing. It's a deep thing. And so God is behind, the self being nothing. You ever hear in like, let's say, Hindu scholarship and shedding the ego? This is the self. Like that. God is behind your understanding nothing, or your coming to terms with your being nothing. You say, I don't understand. How can I be nothing and understand God? How can you understand what is if you something? How can you see? How can you hear and speak? Most people don't realize when they speak and they can't hear right. And when they really trying to listen, they don't have an urge to want to speak. The two is one thing. Two different expressions of one thing, you know, the mind. He said, the show me state. I'll be there soon, Lou. Salam. Out from St. Louis. Yeah, I'll be there soon too. Okay, I'm lying. I just wanted to be down. And this is how y'all get lost in life like that, fronting. You see how I was just doing? I will be in St. Louis too. I taking my ass back to Atlanta because the chicks there are easy. Do you? I'm sorry. Let me get a little something to drink. My lips get a little dry. Sorry about that. I'm thirsty. Impoverished. No, not impoverished. What do you call that shit when you thirsty? Not famished. That's when you starving. Who cares? Now, where was that in the deep content? God, in your understanding God. God is behind nothing. He said dehydrated. No. What you talking about? You know how Jesus said, I thirst. Parched. There you go. You already know. That's why I had to know I had to put it on that, because y'all remember, like, when I did that video. I said Christians was mad at me that day. I did a deep ass breakdown, and at the end of it, I said I thirst, and ended it. Woo, they think I'm God already. So sometime, you know, this is how high the understanding is. Maybe there's somebody you like. You say, man, it's this brother that's deep. He's not on my level. You don't have to worry. You're wasting your time if you think he is. He doesn't even understand nothing yet. He doesn't understand all the somethings yet. You know, this is where y'all are scrambling through the somethings, you know. They're coming to terms. So I just wanted to put that out there in case. I know you guys like to be groupies. I like this brother. He's really deep. He's like y'all and me. You know, all the same equal level. Your teacher and you is the same level to me. I don't see the difference. You say whatever he say. Whatever he say ain't that smart. He's just smart to you, you know. It's a deep thing. I don't understand. But you have to understand nothing. Understanding is accepting, the coming to terms. To understand or perceive God. And you have to do all of that while you're alive, I suppose. Or while you have consciousness and you are an individual. You get my point? Can't see God or be one with God. And be an individual too. God is whole. That means all is one. You come into God, you lose yourself. In that, do you get it? Most of y'all can't perceive nothing. And speaking of the self being nothing, non-existent, you know, dead. And so all you see in life, all you hear, all you learn, all you do, it's just a slow process of your coming to terms with nothing. You know, death. one and the same. Like I said, it's a deep thing. And Jason 357 said, I just realized today that my mind is really cooked. Coming into the truth, you coming into the light. That's what that's what that means. I think the truth and wisdom is something that the truth is probably some shit you don't want to hear in the moment. In the moment you be the lie, you know we filthy in this physical life. Doing all the things we do. I'm speaking on a mental and emotional level. We filthy. Some of y'all filthy physically, but that's your own problem. In regards to the mind and the spirit or the emotional state. You get it? Most people are, filthy. And so to become aware, that's all wisdom or knowledge truly is the becoming aware of things regarding self. Most people become aware of everything outside of their self. In that, do you get my point? Their mind become full up with the world. There's no works done on the self. The more flaw you remove from self, the more clear the lens get. This is your perception, your seeing outside of self. So the key to understanding things outside of self is to clean up all the flaw, all the blockage in self. A lot of y'all see through y'all emotional state, Y'all become attracted through y'all emotional state. You're bitter, so bitterness attracts you. Of course, that bitterness may be put into sweet talk, sweet tone, but it doesn't recede your bitterness. It makes it stronger. You become a strong bitter, a strong, proud bitter. So it's a deep thing, becoming aware of these things. Some of y'all get in the paths of wisdom. You find an opposing party to bash and argue with all day, and you lose sight that this has nothing to do with wisdom. This has to do with retardation. This has to do with I'm bored and forgot the whole point of what I'm supposed to be doing. You see how you can get sidetracked so easy? And you get lost into the world? You started listening to the Hebrew Israelites because you say, man, it's about time I get on my shit. I need to know something in this life, running around in these streets. Let me find something to kind of get my life together. I heard about these motherfuckers. Let me go on over here and maybe I can get me some wisdom. The next thing you know, you arguing with the Pan-African monkeys and whoever else ain't a Hebrew. Never having learned anything during all that time, just learning how to argue and go along with whatever your side is saying. Like that. Never becoming aware, like, hold on, what am I doing? I just met new friends, that's all. Y'all seek out wisdom, and what y'all get is just new friends, no wisdom, no. See how that works? Ain't this most y'all reality? You didn't get on a path of wisdom and find yourself. You found new friends. New retards that's more shallow-minded than the last retards you know. They more shallow-minded because they think they actually right. They fall into all the same stereotypes and dumb foolishness that you left from. But because they think they're wise and right, so do you get my point? And you fall into that. And you run around judging people that's not what you are. They don't eat what you eat. We all grown. You overlook you're a kid now. Somebody told you what to eat, what to wear, how to think, and how to look. And you say, no, this is wisdom. You don't get it, Silas. You're supposed to be a vegan. You was told that. Again, you're a kid all over again now. Can you even curse? Or did they tell you can't curse either, you can go to hell? Because this is how y'all parade around when y'all get on y'all paths of wisdom. All high and mighty, forgetting you're a little kid. You let somebody reduce your brain back to being a kid. You can't curse. You can't eat this thing or that thing. You got less privilege than you did when you was a child. And you think all those are rules and your being a child is the equivalent to wisdom. You say, if I'm following all the rules I was given, you equate that to being wise. This is how religious and Christian people are. Tell me when I'm wrong. Do some of y'all fit the shoes of what I just said? I'm sorry, my hat is a little tight. It's squeezing my brain a little bit. But this is not important. If I pass out, somebody please send If I pass out, somebody please send me a AW said most of us. And so becoming aware of those things, you get my point? Never getting lost on your path. Like I said, a lot of y'all started on y'all journey seeking wisdom. And now you on a whole path of aggravation where you truly aggravated after you argue with whatever's the opposing side all day. Never truly getting the self. And so you get my point? Peace and wisdom. Free Luigi, whoever that is. Hopefully they get freed. Hopefully they stay free. And before you scream out free somebody, you make sure they understand what it is to be free. Get my point? Otherwise, when you say free someone, you make sure they gonna stay free. Otherwise, you tell them, don't make me waste my breath. You go to jail all the time. I ain't got time to keep saying free so-and-so. I'm just saying that if this fit the shoe for you, the one that put free Luigi. If this ain't your first time, maybe you want to have a talk with Luigi and tell him, I'm going to be a somebody in that. Can you get your shit together, please? And let me know when you do. That way I could say free Luigi one time and it be done. Just a thought. And this is good for Luigi. You get my point? You feel like you got to measure up to something or you're going to lose something. A lot of the brothers go to jail. A lot of the people, they do crime and things like that because they handicapped. Y'all make them think it's cute and it's cool and that they ain't got no true real repercussion. Take care of them while they in jail, etc., etc. And that they don't feel the true repercussions, which is, I don't got time to be throwing my life away because I got to take care of my goddamn life. It's easy to throw your life away when you think other people going to take care of your shit for you. But when your ass know you got to take care of your own goddamn life and everybody got to take care of their life, well, you will see people stop doing dumb shit and going to jail so often. Do you follow? And so we got to stop handicapping us, making them think it's cool to go. Are they going to be all right if they go? Whether you're going to help them and support them through it or not, don't let them know that. You ain't got to feel that pain, so you get my point? You ain't got to be going through that shit again, and they don't either. Just a thought. Salam. Said Luigi was that dude who assassinated that insurance CEO. Oh, yeah, I remember him. No, he can stay in jail. He's a fool. Salam. Now, where was I at? I'm sorry. Was that harsh? Slipped out. I'm sorry. Now, no one needs to get offended. White people say this about black people all the time. Fuck that nigga. Let him sit in there. So, a balance. Don't get offended. You can dish it out. You can take it back. Now, back to nothing. This is the highest levels of knowledge, when one can understand nothing. So they are at the threshold of understanding God. God being nothing. But like I said, nothing is the source of everything before it is. So it's a deep thing to grasp. And you see how in Christian scholarship it starts out with nothing in the beginning. If you go to ancient Jewish scholarship, this is the Kabbalah, things like that. Well, that's not scholarship, but that's a knowing. It starts with the ayin. Ayin miyesh. Nothing to something. Ayin is the nothing. It starts there with nothing. In most scholarships that have to do with life, it starts with nothing. And so you can say, soul could have learned nothing then, but so coming to terms with nothing is how you get life. And all the living that one does in the dying aspect, also he can return back to nothing. Still not grasping nothing. He learned all he did, but he still don't know nothing. This y'all right now. Y'all learn all y'all learn, but you still don't know nothing. Highest levels of wisdom. You got to go through the somethings to get to the nothings. Something you can see, you can hear, nothing you can't. So in that, can you grasp how hard it is to understand nothing? So you have to start with the somethings, the things you can see and hear, before you get to what's not seen and heard. Still understand it. Like I said, nothing is nothing, but there's still understanding in it. It's the source of everything that is, are all the somethings. It's the reason for the somethings. All the nothings sitting in their nothingness, not wanting to deal with it. And so they think of things to do. And this is how life starts. And this is how life continues. Y'all kill animals and eat them. Pluck fruit off trees. Do all y'all do so y'all don't have to come to terms with death and nothing. Of course, if y'all don't eat, y'all die. Y'all don't talk to one another and do all y'all do, then y'all will die of lonesome, loneliness. You follow? All you see, all you learn, everything in this life, it's just a slow process of every individual coming to terms with nothing. That's death. Them not being in existence or having any existence. You know how like when y'all go unconscious and y'all don't exist to yourselves? You're not nothing. You don't have kids or anything when you're there because you don't know nothing. When you wake up, you don't even know how long you was there. Till you look at a clock. You need something to bring you back. Man go into nothing every night, but he never grasp it. Like how deep it go. And how that's all that's promised to him, and that's the start. And what he avoid. So y'all go through learning all y'all do and living out all y'all do to still have to deal with nothing. And you're not understanding it. Nothing and death go hand in hand. You don't know either. You learn everything else, but still don't know none of that. Because nothing is everything. You follow? And all of that just leads you to the great nothing. And the understanding it. This is accepting and coming to terms. Facts, most of y'all. You're gonna die, do you know that? Tomorrow. No. Whenever you do. Can you come to terms with it? Are you okay with that? No, you're not. This is my point. So you do all you do. You learn all you learn. And have heaven. And say, Solace, I'm going there. You'll go anywhere you want to go, and you'll learn anything you want to learn, and you'll exist as long as you choose to exist. And this is just a slow process of you coming to terms with nothing. The unavoidable. In that, do you get my point? Man truly never learned to avoid. And his avoidance become a great deal of wisdom. So you have a whole bunch of scholarships and different knowledges pertaining to death and life. And it all just is because man don't want to deal with nothing. You know, silence, shutting the fuck up and grasping. Joshua Norton said nothing is everything and everything is nothing. It's just nothing. And the not coming to terms with it is everything. But that's not nothing though. You get my point? It's just things to keep the self busy as the self come to terms with the inevitable. Which is the self came from nothing and the self is a nothing. Otherwise, who was y'all before y'all was born out? Y'all don't know. That's why y'all make up tales about having a life before this one. He said, I was here before. No, you wasn't. But you can lie and tell yourself anything you want to avoid nothing. You follow? You get a dope car, big house, and all the money in the world, and you still seek attention because you're not nothing. It don't fulfill the nothing that you are to you. You follow? If you lost, if I give you everything in life, but nobody can see that you got everything in life, is the reason why people floss. Because everything in life don't matter to them unless others can see that they have everything. In that, they nothing. Unless they could be seen. And so you get my point? The bigger the something, the more nothing it is. The more it avoid the nothing. You get my point? And so it's a deep thing, but most don't have the mind to grasp most of the somethings to even get to the nothings. When I say nothing, we speak in death and non-existent. You. And so you get my point? It's a deep thing. But you have to learn all you have to learn. Like I said, maybe it helps some of y'all grasp nothing. Or what I'm speaking about in this moment. If any of y'all grasp somewhat, you can put up a statement or something. The rest of y'all that want to give back so that this video stay public, make sure that you do. Otherwise, join the channel. And so beyond all the somethings and then the nothing is the thing that shall seek, which is God. But this is nothing. It's just a coming to terms. I'm not sure if that's clear. That last part, how I explained it. Some of y'all may say, so there is no God then. No, I'm not saying there's no God, because nothing is real. Y'all go to it every night. You get my point? When I'm speaking of nothing in death and you not existing, I'm still talking about something that is real though. And that, you get my point? It's beyond most of y'all understanding. Like I said, you have to live life and learn all you do. And maybe it'll help you grasp nothing. Most won't. Joshua Norton said, you come into this world with nothing and you leave with nothing, regardless of what you acquire in this existence. There you go, champ. Coming to terms with nothing. And the glory that's in it. You get my point? Meaning, because most of y'all don't have the level of intellect that's needed to grasp nothing, you get nothing from the conversation. Maybe you say he's wise, but you get my point? That's it. And truly don't get what's being said. And the answer to everything that you ever, wanted to know. It's the quench to anything that you ever wanted. But grasping or coming to terms, you get my point? So it's a deep thing. Yeah, you grasp Peaceful Omega. You said not coming to terms with nothing is the source of existence or something. Not coming to terms with nothing is the result of existence or something. And so nothing is the source of existence in something. But existence or something is a resistance from, nothing. Salam, shalom. Thank you to whoever gave back. Let me silence this thing. I don't have to $5 me to death. Y'all can 500. I'm sorry. Did that come out? Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to. Thank you. Salam. Now, Peaceful Omega said right. Thank you. Even clearer. And so, maybe someone's wise enough where we can have a discussion on nothing one day. Then y'all can see all the glories of nothing. You get my point? And the understanding of it. Y'all don't have nothing to say in regards to nothing because y'all don't understand nothing. Because nothing is nothing to y'all. And you're right. But coming to terms with that, it's all the wisdom. You get my point? There's just nothing, and all the wisdom that we have is the slow process of the coming to terms with nothing. Whether the wisdom is right or wrong doesn't matter. Meaning you have a whole bunch of knowledge here. Some of it's right, some of it's wrong, some of it's all scrambled up. None of this matters. It's just a means to help you grasp nothing. So you learn everything in life that there is to learn, just so you can be nothing. Learning or understanding. I'm saying that so y'all could grasp, but I don't want you to get so lost into looking at nothing as like a big book of things you have to learn. But it's just a slow process of you accepting. You say, what do accepting a thing got to do with like understanding it? You can't accept a thing till you understand it. And that, you get my point? Y'all run from death, or y'all run from nothing, creating all y'all do, just from avoiding or not wanting to come to terms with. Is this to say that you should kill yourself and die right now? No. Death is inevitable. It's all about becoming aware or learning. So you will learn the somethings. That will help a few of y'all to learn the nothings. And maybe that help one or two of y'all, to grasp the glory, which is the thing y'all seek, God. That's the source of the nothings and the somethings. You say, how can nothing have a source? The present moment that I was explaining to y'all, that great nothing, is the source of the nothing that y'all avoid. So the same way you avoid death and nothing, y'all avoid the present moment. You lost? If I take everything away from you that you do to keep yourself busy in the present, then you just be stuck with the present moment. But then you start thinking of the future or the past until you get some physical things back for you to distract yourself from the present moment. In that, do you get my point? Life and what y'all call death and nothing, they meet at the line. The one is the source to the other. You grasp nothing, so you get life. You grasp everything, you get nothing. It's a deep thing. To be one with the Creator / life is to blend with the whole. There's no one in the Creator. It's just the whole. The whole moving on one accord, or the whole doing whatever it want to do in its individual parts. But so you get my point? There's still a present moment. This is life. This is God. So like I said, man avoid life and death. Stay in limbo. Meaning he avoid his present moment and death or nothing. And all he do is to avoid those two things. Even when he's picking up a book to read, make himself wise or smart, he's doing it to escape the present moment. You follow? And everything y'all do is so y'all escape y'all present moment, which y'all probably call bored, if y'all have nothing to distract y'all from it. And maybe y'all get lost into y'all thoughts in the present moment, you know, the past or the future. And because you don't want to deal with the present. And so it's the same with nothingness. So you have to learn everything that you have to learn so that you can grasp nothing. In that, maybe you grasp the source of nothing. And that's everything. And nothing is everything. And everything is everything. The many emanations of it, you get my point? Life manifests as nothing, then something. Then it loses itself into something, forget to get past the nothing. You get my point? It's a deep thing. I'm not sure if y'all grasping. But y'all seem like y'all grasp enough. You know, wherever y'all at, you know, in y'all understandings. Whatever you're getting lost into. It's just a slow process of your coming to terms or grasping nothing. That's the hardest thing to grasp. But once you do, you get my point? So it's fulfilled, let's say. Now I'm exhausted. If y'all have any questions, y'all can ask. Otherwise, I'm about to depart. Get myself a little rest. I've been doing a lot of, you know, traveling and things. I need some rest. And so overall, y'all can get lost into the things of the world, religion and all these things, and y'all conquest to find God and whatever perspective that y'all have it. The perspective y'all have of God being dependent on the maturity of the soul or the mind. And some of y'all, God is a person. So, infantile soul. To some of y'all, maybe God is a principle, concept. To others of you, you grasp God on a deeper level. God is a presence. When you get to the pinnacles of understanding, so you grasp that God is the presence, not a presence. You are a presence. This is a piece of life lost wherever it is. Lost out of the present. But you get my point? God is the present. And that is everything. That's life. When y'all present and have no thoughts of the past or the future and just in the moment, that's life. We're not speaking of you're living it, but that is in itself is life. You're just being present or aware, just like you're being unconscious. Well, that's death. A night. And so you grasp. It's all simple when the mind is ripe. And so look at it like that. Everybody's minds is like fruits growing up out the ground, harvesting. They all harvest in their own time. You get my point? And maybe they don't. So that's life. Now, Big Uzi is about to depart. Hopefully all of you guys grasp this is not a negative video, meaning maybe your intellect is not on the level yet. But this is fine. The point I'm making is maybe you hear this and it don't sit right with the self. And so like I said, it's all maturity thing or an understanding. If you don't understand something, so you get my point, or you're not at a mind to, well, there's going to be a little frustrations there. But overall, this video has to do with the present and understanding the present moment, which is eternal, and the comings and goings from it, and getting lost, in nothing, and avoiding nothing. You follow? And this is all the soul of the mind, the comings and goings of self, from conscious to dream state to unconscious, and the pinging and ponging back and forth between those three. That's the Trinity. In Hinduism, it's the Trimurti. There's the three states of consciousness that we experience are the three places that there are in the existence, period. Now y'all have a whole bunch of different dimensions. It's just three. Consciousness, the present moment, awake. Dream state, awake. And nothing, unconscious. And that's the Trinity. The source of, all the happenings, all the moments, the coming to terms. And so, like I said, y'all will learn all y'all do. And maybe it'd be enough, to help you come to terms or understand nothing as you're supposed to. Salam.